Fans are in the program that you yourself have proven was not.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said homosexuality is crippling women's sport.
Something like that. And you said,
and my name underneath it.
Right, and you are convinced that that is one of the things that was being used to push you out when you were.
Well, that is one thing that came up before you started the job. When I was appointed, that is one, and one of the players told me who did it when it was done, right? And I knew I didn't expect any better, because if you have good character, you try to do that. If you want a job, you should just come out and ask for the job.
Whoa.
Put up your resume and get the job, right? But if you're going to do that, it doesn't have to, I don't have to explain it out why they would do it, right? In a group like that.
All right.
Telling my name and character. It was the comment after it was posted was, he is not good for the team, for the program. Sorry, right? So any person, can see that.
All right.
He's the one that can see that.
Here's one more I want to ask you, Vin. My understanding, because I did some work this morning, that one of the things they are unhappy with you with is that when you got the job, you wanted to work with people who you were more comfortable with, and they felt that you should have gone with some other people. And they are a little upset with you that you never fell in line to the people that they wanted, but you wanted your own background staff. To what extent is that true?
But my question to that is, to them, when you left your last club and went to your new club, did you carry your coaching staff with you? Did you carry your trainer with you? Right? When Guardiola took over his club, he brought in his players. Right?
Yeah.
When any coach, no coach is of his right mind is going to work with a group of people who they have no knowledge of, they are not comfortable with them, because that is exactly what happened to me. I brought in my staff who I'm comfortable with. That question was posed to me now. Why did I not include this person and that person? And my response was, listen, I'm the head coach. I select people who I'm comfortable working with. Right? If a man at a big business place, and they will choose a secretary that they're comfortable with. Any company at all that you're in charge of, anything you're in charge of, you work with people you're comfortable with. If you don't do that, then it's going to become a toxic environment. And they said exactly what happened to me because I didn't get rid of everyone. My mistake, I may have gotten rid of everyone and brought in new people.
Were there
people like that?
Yes. Were there signs that these players may not want to work with you? For example, in training, when you give instructions, did players show you any signs that they didn't want to do it, or they were giving you attitude or anything like that?
Well, the funniest thing about that, I recognize I took a position where, although I know what was happening in camp, I saw what was happening in camp. Everything that the coaches did, it was opposed. Right? If they did one thing, it was opposed. If they did, everything was opposed. And I find that the strange thing about it, on the first day when certain local staff wasn't there, they were fine with the training. And on the next day when local staff turned up, that's the time all of these things started. Criticizing the sessions. And one thing that bothered me is when they came in, everything was we used to do it this way. And so my thing was then, you used to play crap defensively. Do you want to stick with that and still play crap defensively? So you have to understand that coaches come with their own philosophy, their own game model, everything. One of the things I heard that we didn't present a game plan or whatever. On the very first day, I had my entire session set out. But we were in a situation where that things happened differently. Things happened haphazardly on the first day. I only had about 90 minutes with them for the entire 2 games, because they only had the official session to deal with. And based on the testing, and some of them had to go do hard things, and it was difficult.
Yes.
But when you have a team, I always say, Audrey, and I must get this in, always say the team around the team is sometimes more important than the team. And what let us down was the team around the team. When the team around the team is not supportive of what's happening with the team, then you're going to break down. And the team around the team can be the managers, can be the FA, can be anyone that's connected to the team, right? And I'm not saying that every player, I'm a coach for a long while now, so I know that not every session you do is going to be pleasing to the players, right? Maybe because they're not involved as much as they should be, but I expect that. But I don't expect that when you're trying to achieve something, they're going to oppose it, because that's not the way they used to do it in their club or with the last regime.
Yeah.
I don't know any coaching that do the same session as another man around the world all the time.
Exactly.
Everybody has their own drills. Everybody has their own approach of things. I don't. For one of the things that on the game day, I'm being accused of not stepping up and talking and shouting. I'm not that type of coach. Because half the time you shout, the players don't hear you.
Yes,
So
one of the things I hear is that you're not chummy and you're too serious, and apparently you're too no nonsense. Well, but somebody
coach females.
Somebody had hold on a bit. Somebody had said, wonder if it's the same thing that happened, because males coaching females and then you hear of problems. Is one way we start thinking, but thankfully it appears to be the opposite. You're a little bit too distant, apparently.
No, not really. Remember, I took a new set of girls, right? And I have to take my time to understand their personalities. Right? As the first night I met with them, I said, ladies, I have to understand 23 personalities. I have to get to know 23 personalities. You have the luxury of only understanding one, and the other staff around them. But me personally, I was talking about. So I understand it. It's not now I'm coaching females. I've been coaching females now from 2005 at all different levels. I have been to every single CONCACAF final round that I've coached in, whether it be under 17, under 20, or the senior team, every single one. And I've been coaching women's club. I've coached university teams. I've coached high school teams. I know all the characteristics of how women think and how they behave. Right? Now I come into an environment where I know a few of the players, because I had them from their 14. For those who know, I had Bunny, Khadija Shaw, right? I had Denisha Blackwood, I had Connie Plummer, I had Sashana Campbell. I can name all of them. I had Chinedu Asher when they showed.
But here's the question. Here's the question, Vin. A lot of us know that you were very instrumental in shepherding some of these players and some of the names that you mentioned. Mm-hmm. Why then are they not standing up for you now?
As I said, it's not about, and I'm glad they're not standing up for me just to stand up for me sake. Mm-hmm. If I'm doing something that they don't like, I don't have a problem with. I've sat with some of them and we discussed some of the things that they saw that they think that we could do better. I don't have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. Because they're used to certain things coming from back then. They're used to having meetings and meetings and meetings, and I am not that type of person. Right? I don't see why we should have 3 meetings and the end goes I'm not getting rest. They have breakfast in a meeting, you have lunch in a meeting, you have meeting and meeting. I'm not like that, right? And every coach has their own way of approach to their program. Yeah. They, as professionals,